Namaskar. Today we will be doing numericals, or you can say some problems based on the graphical representation of motion. In our previous video we have done graphical representation of motion. We understood how to interpret the meaning. Now we are going to do some problems based on that. So let's start with our problem number 1. In this question, this is a graph given to us. This graph is the speed time graph. You can see that on y-axis speed has been taken and on x-axis time has been taken. The speed is in meter per second and time is in seconds. So this is the graph given to us. Now let us try to interpret the meaning of the graph. Then we will move to the questions. Here you can see that for the first 4 seconds, the graph, you can see it is going up in a straight line. Graph going up in a straight line means that the quantity, that is the speed, is increasing uniformly. So here you can see that for the first 4 seconds the speed is increasing uniformly, and we already know that speed is increasing uniformly means uniform acceleration. Then for the next 6 seconds, that means from the 4th second to the 10th second, that is for the next 6 seconds, you can see that the graph is parallel to the x-axis. That means speed is not changing, right? Speed is not changing. That means here the acceleration is 0. For the next 6 seconds, that is from the 10th second to the 16th second, the graph is coming down in a straight line. That means the quantity on y-axis, that is the speed, is decreasing uniformly. So the speed is decreasing, that means it is the uniform retardation. You all can easily relate it with the terms, with the concepts that we have done earlier in our previous video. So now this was the interpretation of the graph. Now let us try to answer the questions written here. So the first question is, what type of motion is represented by OA? OA means this portion. So you can see it's a straight line going up. That means this is an accelerated motion. Correct? Then for the second question, what type of motion is represented by AB? This motion AB. AB is the you can say is the graph in which the speed is not changing. So speed is not changing, that means the acceleration is 0. और इसको अगर हम और precise कहें, so we can say that this is a uniform motion, because we all know that uniform motion is possible only when the speed is not changing. So in the portion AB, the motion is uniform motion. Then what type of motion is represented by BC? BC, the graph is coming down straight in the form of straight line. So that is the retarded motion. So we can say though the motion is retarded motion. Then find out the acceleration of the body. Next question is, the next part is find out the acceleration of the body. So in order to find out the acceleration, first of all we have to identify the part of the graph where acceleration is there. So you can see that in AB acceleration is 0. So that means the body is not accelerated at all. In BC you can see that the speed is decreasing. That means still the body is not accelerated. It is actually retarded. So accelerated motion is represented by this OA graph only. So in order to find out the acceleration, we all know that from a speed time graph we need to find out the slope. So how to find out the slope? Slope represents acceleration. Slope of a speed time graph represents acceleration, and is slope क्या होता है? It is the ratio of perpendicular to the base. So here you can see that OE is the perpendicular of OA and base is OE. So AE upon OE, perpendicular upon base. So we need to find out the value of AE. It will be 6. So 6 upon OE. OE, that is 4. 0 to 4. So 6 upon 4, you can solve it. 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. That is 1.5 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration produced in the body. Now calculate the retardation of the motion. Again we have to find out the portion where retardation is represented. So retardation is represented by BC. So for BC, again we need to find out the perpendicular and base. So in order to find out the base, we can see that this is 10 and this is 16. So base will be 6, because the difference between 10 and 16 will be 6 only. And the perpendicular, again you can find out from here, the perpendicular is 6. So this is also 6. So in order to find out the retardation, again we will be finding the slope. Slope represents retardation and it will be equal to BD by DC. Same way, perpendicular upon base. BD is 6, base is also 6, that is 1 meter per second square. So the retardation produced will be 1 meter per second square. Now if we come to the last part of the question, find out the distance travelled by the body from A to B. Find out the distance travelled by the body from A to B. Now here we all know that whenever we need to find out the distance from a graph, we just find out the area below the graph. So ultimately asking you from A to B, that means we have to find out the area below AB. So that means we have to find out this area, correct? So this is a quadrilateral and you can say this is a rectangle actually. So area below the graph represents distance covered. Distance covered. So it is represented by distance covered, distance area below the graph. So area, that means distance is equal to area of ABDE. ABDE, area of this. So this is a rectangle, that is L into B. So here you can say that L length is ED and breadth is BD. So ED, what is the distance between E and D? This is 4, this is 10. So the distance between E and D will be 6, 10 minus 4. So that is 6 into BD. BD, this is again 6. So this is actually a square. So 36 meters. So the distance covered by the body is 36 meters. Now let's move to our problem number 2. In problem number 2, the graph of speed time is given like this. Here you can see that we are having a straight line going up. So that means straight line going up means that it is uniformly accelerated motion, that is the speed is increasing uniformly. So now we have to find the acceleration of the body, and we have to find the distance traveled by the car in the 50 seconds. So acceleration you have to find out. So you can find out slope from anywhere because it is uniformly accelerated motion. So in order to find out the slope, we need to draw a perpendicular and like this. Reason being, because here you can see that we have measured the speed. That means at the beginning of the observation, the speed was not 0, it was from 5 only. So we need to find out this perpendicular and this base, because acceleration is the slope. So perpendicular, what will be the measurement of this portion? What will be the measurement of this portion? The measurement will be this one. So that is in between 5 to 30. So in between 5 to 30, it will be 25. And the measurement of this will be 0 to 50. So that means 50 itself. So slope represents acceleration, and acceleration will be given as perpendicular upon base. So let it be 25 upon 50. That is 0.5 meter per second square. So that will be the acceleration produced. Now if we talk about the distance traveled by the car in 50 seconds, so we need to find out the area below the graph, right? So area below the graph is this, the whole area like this. This we have to calculate. So here you can see that we have a triangle and we have a rectangle. So area below the graph represents distance covered. Distance covered. So what we can do, we can find out distance covered. Distance covered by area of triangle. Let us give a name to the triangle ABC. ABC plus area of rectangle. Area of rectangle. Let us give name O and D to this rectangle BCDO, right? So area of triangle is 1/2 into base into height. So for ABC, base will be BC and height will be AC. Similarly, area of rectangle will be L into B, that is length into breadth. So length will be OD and breadth will be DC. Let us place the values now. 1/2 into BC. BC is 50 into AC. AC is 25 plus OD. OD is again 50 and DC is 5. So let us solve it. 2, 5, 625 plus 250. So if we will add, we will be getting 5, 7, 875 meters. So 875 meters is the distance covered in 50 seconds. Now let's have our problem number 3. Here distance time graph is given and let us try to analyze the meaning of the graph. Here you can see that at origin you can say 0 and 2 are overlapping. That means for the first 2 seconds the body was at rest. It was not covering any distance. So for the first 2 seconds distance remained 0, right? Then for the next 3 seconds, within the next 3 seconds the distance covered was 3 meters, because in between 2 to 5 you can see distance difference between 2 and 5 will be 3. So for the within the next 3 seconds the body has covered 3 meters, and then in the next 2 seconds again the body was not covering any distance, it remained 3. That means the distance was not changing. Then for the next 2 seconds again the body covered a distance and it reached the distance of 7 meters in 9 seconds. So now they are asking you to find out the speed at different stages. So for the first time you need to find out the speed in between A and B. Speed in between A and B will be the slope, because for distance time graph the speed is calculated by slope. So slope represents the speed. So speed is calculated as perpendicular upon base. So this is the perpendicular for AB and this is the base for AB. So the value of this is 3 and the value of base is also 3. So perpendicular is also 3, base is also 3. So speed is 1 meter per second in between A to B. If we come to B and C, you can see that it is a line parallel, it is a graph parallel to x-axis. So parallel line represents that the quantity on y-axis is not changing. So that means according to the graph, in between B and C distance is not changing, and if distance is not changing it means body is at rest, and body at rest represents that the speed is 0. So in between B and C we can say that speed is 0 as body is at rest. Body is at rest. So if you have actually revised the graphical representation, then you will not face any problem in analyzing these graphs. Then from C to D again we need to find out the slope for C and D. So this is the perpendicular for CD and this is the base for CD, right? So we need to find out the measure of perpendicular and base. So perpendicular, this, so its measurement will be this. So that means in between 3 and 7. So 3 and 7 ke beech mein that we are having 4. So the measurement of the perpendicular is 4 and base, the measurement of base is between 7 and 9. So it is 2. So here again we will be writing slope of the graph represents speed, and speed will be calculated as perpendicular upon base, that is 4 upon 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 meter per second. So speed in between C to D will be 2 meter per second. Let's move to our problem number 4. Here again we are having speed time graph, but the slight difference is there. Previously we were having speed in meter per second and time in seconds. Here speed is given in kilometer per hour and time in hours. So graph is here, and now let us proceed with the solution. In the first part they are saying find the speed of the body at point C. At point C, if it is at point, so that means from that point only you can just find out the speed is 40 km per hour. So if it is for a point, then there is no problem. You just see that that point is going to which point. So here the speed is 40 km per hour. No calculation required, right? Now acceleration between A and B. Acceleration between A and B. And we all know that the acceleration can be calculated by the slope of the graph. So in order to find out the slope, we need this and we need this. So measurement of this one and this one. So measurement of this perpendicular will be in between 20 and 40. So that is 20. And the measurement of base will be 0 to 3. So that is 3. So we can say that slope represents the acceleration, and acceleration will be calculated as perpendicular upon base. So that is 20 upon 3. So you can leave it as 20 upon 3, or if you want you can write it in the form of decimals also. So I am writing it in the form of 3 6 are 18, 6.66 आएगा, तो I will be writing it as 6.6 kilometer per hour square. Approx you can write, because this is not the actual value. Then acceleration between B and C. You can see that between B and C we are having a line, we are having a graph parallel to x-axis. That means the speed is not changing. Speed is not changing, that means there is no acceleration. So we can say that the acceleration between B and C will be 0. So whenever you are writing it as acceleration is equals to 0, then you will be writing, suppose if you are writing acceleration is 0, then just give a reason also as the speed is constant, because you got to know from the graph that the speed is not changing. So you can say that the acceleration is 0. So let's move to our problem number 5. Here again we are having a speed time graph. Speed is given in kilometer per hour, whereas time is given in hours. And you can try to analyze the graph, that which part is representing what type of motion. So now let us try to answer the questions based on the given graph. So we are having, what is the initial speed of the car? Initial speed means when the time was 0. At that time what was the speed? So time is 0, at that time the speed is 10. You can see that the motion started with 10. So when the speed is time is 0, the speed is 10. So initial speed means when the time was 0, at that time what was the speed? So you can say that the speed was 10 km per hour. When the time was 0, that means the initial speed is 10 km per hour. Next they are saying what is the maximum speed attained by the car. You can see in this graph, this is the maximum speed attained. इसके ऊपर ग्राफ नहीं गया है. So that means this is the maximum speed. So 35 km per hour is the maximum speed attained by the car. Then we are having which part of the graph shows zero acceleration. Zero acceleration means where the speed is not changing. You can see that BC is the part where you can say that the speed is not changing. At B also the speed is 35. At this point also the speed is 35. At this point also the speed is 35. At C also the speed is 35. And after C it started changing. So you can say that BC is the part where the acceleration is 0 as the speed is not changing in this part. And in the last part, in the fourth part, we are having which part of the graph shows retardation. Retardation means when the speed is decreasing. And in graph, how we identify that the speed is decreasing? When we find the graph going down. So here also the graph is going up. Here the graph is not going up, but still it is parallel. Here you can see that the graph is coming down. So CD is the portion where you are having retardation. Then last part is saying find the distance traveled in the first 8 hours. Within the first 8 hours, what is the distance traveled by the car? So distance traveled is always calculated by the area below the graph, right? So we need to find out the area below the graph, that is we have to find out this area, whole area, right? So this area can be calculated as, if we divide this in the form of a triangle, this as a triangle, so we can see that its length will be in between 10 and 35. In between 10 and 35 it will be 25 from here to here, and this base will be 3, correct? Here we are having a quadrilateral, and in this quadrilateral the length will be 10 and the breadth will be 3. So area of the triangle, distance is equals to 1/2 into base into height plus 3 into 10 plus area of this rectangle. So for this rectangle, the length is 35 into breadth is in between 3 and 8. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need to calculate this. So if we will be getting like this, we can 25 3s are 75/2 plus 30 plus 175. ठीक है, अब 75/2 can be written as 37.5 plus 30 plus 175. If you will be adding all these, so you will be getting answer as 175 plus 30, 185, 195, 205, and then 30, 205 plus 37.5, 5, 7, 5, 12, 4, 2. So it will be 242.5 kilometer. So that will be the distance covered in the first 8 hours. Thank you so much. So in next video we will be doing the equations of motion. So first of all we will be proving, we are going to derive the equations of motion using graphical method, and then we will proceed for the numericals. Namaskar.